God, Lee. Ugh. I'm getting bit, y'all. What is good, YouTube? Dang. What's up, man? Welcome back to another video. Goodness. Welcome back to another one. Right now, I'm on this path because supposedly they opened up the path to a waterfall. So hopefully that's true. Hopefully I wasn't lied to. And I may potentially have a new spot for me to go record at and do videos at. Hopefully it's peaceful. We're gonna go see. That's why I'm out here this morning. But while I'm out here this morning, I did want to talk about something that a lot of people are going through. And I'm gonna just start it off like this. I think being laid off is a full-time job. And it never used to be like that. But being laid off isn't just about losing a job, you know? It does become a full-time job, and it starts with the interviews, the endless applications, the rejection letters, if you get one, or emails, if you get them, and the endless waiting. It's an endless waiting game. It's really what it is. And today I kind of want to break down the reality of layoffs and why it's happening like all around the world right now, you know? And if you're not living under a rock, you understand that the job market is pretty much crucified. I don't know when this happened, but it's happening, bro. It's happening. And the thing about it is, I remember when you was able to, let's say, for example, you do get laid off, right? Maximum, bro. I'm trying to tell you maximum. I mean, by 2 months, you was able to get a job. Like, now, I'm seeing 8 months, 6 months, a year. Like, it's just, that's insanity, okay? Right? And there's two types of people that go through this, right? There's gonna be people that are prepared, and there's gonna be people that are not prepared. Because, I hate to say it, but it could be you in those shoes, right? And you want to be prepared. Luckily, I was one of those people that fell in the candidates of being prepared. For me, a lot of people don't have a high yield savings. For me, like most people, don't have an emergency fund. If you are looking for a high yield savings, this isn't sponsored by anything at all, but I'll link down below what I use for my high yield savings to get at least 3.5% of all of my money that I put in there, right? Most people have a regular savings, okay? I have an emergency fund and then a savings account. So, like I said before, I fall into the candidates of being prepared. Now, for most, the first thing that's gonna happen is you might get a call. You might, okay? Whether that's with your boss in a Zoom meeting, you sit down with HR, y'all figure out packages and maybe even get an email. But after that, boom, it's over. That's it. That's it. Other thing that comes is you get in a panic. And this is for the people that are unprepared. Bills, rent, like it's that initial panic because what do you do now? There's no more income coming in, right? And then you get family and friends that ask you like, so what's next? What's the game plan? Well, you have to understand the game plan was to be here. I didn't have a game plan. I didn't think they were going to fire me or let me go. That wasn't in the game plan. And that's what I want people to understand. Sometimes you do have to cut people some slack. A little bit when it comes to that. Because if life was planned out and you were able to see everything, you will be prepared for a lot. But that's why people tell you to prepare for the unprepared, if that makes sense. Every application feels like you are damn near, you're throwing your resume into a black hole. I know how it feels because you put in 50 applications, 30 applications a day and don't hear nothing back. That would crush anybody. And then you start to realize, I'm working 40 hours alone just trying to do all of this. I'm networking, calling, updating, posting applications. You doing all this, right? No paycheck, all for someone to see you. And the reality of it is they should be seeing you. You've been putting the work in with applications, but the way the job market is set up, it's not happening for a lot of people like this, you know? And I've understood that there's kind of like this hidden opportunity for you because, okay, cool. You laid off, right? All right. You got to reframe the question, like rephrase it. I realized that, okay, if I'm already working full time, unpaid, for free, I might as well work on something for myself. Might as well. So then I rephrased the question in my head. I said, okay, so instead of sending 100 applications, I asked this. What skills do I have already? That's one, right? So ask yourself that. Number two, what problems can I solve right now for someone else, right? I also asked, how can I create income? And I don't need nobody's permission to get it, right? Because when you're working, you gotta clock in, gotta be there at a certain amount of time. And that's where freelancing kind of came into the play. Content creation, entrepreneurship came into play, right? But I know that's not everybody's avenue. Being laid off kind of forced me to finally invest into myself. So when I say being laid off is a full-time job, I don't just mean applying. That's not what I mean. It's a full-time job to rebuild your identity. You get me? And this is what I mean. It's a full-time job to stay mentally strong when you're going through that, right? When the world tells you you're not needed, or, you know, they tell you you're done. Like that you got to be a soldier, you know, because life gonna keep going. That's the thing. It's a full-time job to pivot. You know what I mean? Adapt, reinvent yourself. All in all, what I'm saying is it's a full-time job. So the takeaway that I'm trying to tell people is, number one, always prepare for situations even though they haven't happened. That's one. Number two, you've been laid off, right? I know how it feels. Been there, done that. The world doesn't end there. It's not the end of the world, right? As well as sometimes you got to look at things in a different light than what it is. I looked at mine differently because I took it as an invitation. That's how I looked at mine. I'm gonna just be all the way thorough, all the way real with you. I think I'm going the right way, hopefully. I took it as maybe it's a chance for me to finally take the skills that I do have and passions, my time, and put it into something that I want for myself, you know, something that builds me. You understand me? You being laid off feels like a full-time job, but what if that was the job that finally gave you freedom? For once. That's how I'm looking at it.